fine. Let's go with handcuffs. Thank you. We won't forget your mercy. My voice for the guy, for Montag, has been all over the place. Lord Captain, let me introduce my sister, Nimi, and my niece, Mia. Ladies, you should thank the Lord Captain for helping you. Hello, Your Majesty. Thank you for the food and water, and for not letting them chop off our heads. That would have left us a bit short-handed. My status as senior officers exempted me from being arrested, but that same privilege did not extend to them. They were taken along with the rest of the clan. They were acting horribly. They were hitting people in the head and ribs. They didn't care if someone fought back or not. Emist would never have allowed that. Shh. They hear his name, they'll get angry again. No one, just a hero from a town my grandfather used to tell when I was little. That's enough, Naomi. You are not a child anymore, so stop bothering people with those silly rhymes. Forgive my sister, Lord Captain, that was inappropriate. Nemesis, your ladyship, is a folk vigilante from Voidsman legends. Every few years, some hothead declares himself Nemesis. They always meet a sticky end, as do those foolish enough to believe in Nemesis' ravings. What about that void pass? Or that pass? Identifying the victim has proven impossible. Yeah, he was liquefied, so yeah. His face has been smashed and his body is badly maimed. There are too many wounds to determine the exact cause of death, but presumably he died after the killer slit his throat. That's how they drained his blood. No external signs of mutation were found. In other words, we have nothing. Klein, this isn't a report. It's a declaration of our incompetence. Jinferi looks at Klein with sympathy. She clearly cares for him, but does not wish to trample on her comrade's honor with words of comfort. Rotko regards Klein with a contemptuous smirk, while Klein scowls back at him. Performing an autopsy was inadvisable with the danger of contaminating the area with genetic aberration. You have seen that look before in the eyes of other veterans. It's the expression of someone reliving painful memories that have left behind deep scars. They hope to overcome such trauma on their own. They cannot... Come on, Klein, you'd better teach the greenhorns how to carve up mutants. I'll grab us a pair of scissors to make sure we don't catch any... respirators to make sure we don't catch up anything. Klein is up to his elbows in blood, his eyes flaring defiantly. I've examined the filth inside and out. Its innards are a genetic nightmare. It's a bag of corruption wrapped in human skin. Extra organs, scales, atrophied ingrown limbs, but that's not what's important. The body was disfigured posthumously. They killed the mutant with surgical precision before opening his throat and draining his blood. It wasn't until the actual murder that they crushed his head and tried to cover up his wounds. The wounds were so brutal I almost missed his work tattoo. The victim was a pipe warden. I found this in his throat. certain legend springs to mind, one involving Saint Quirine, who was granted a portent of enemies hiding among the faithful. When Quirine prayed to the Emperor for a sign that might reveal the traitors, a raven's feather burst out of her mouth to inscribe the names of the conspirators. Only someone versed in the symbology of the Imperium could have left such a message. Vile mutants do not make allusions to saints. This was someone versed to the creed. Someone wanted to hide the cause of death. What I fail to understand is why then would they leave the body out in the open instead of disposing it? They wanted to send a message, but they didn't want the messenger to be known? I think I'll do this one. Pipe wardens are a worker class that and services the ship's sewer systems. The tattoo indicates the worker status and a personal number. This one was SP-24601, Senior Pipe Warden. We should run the victim's identification through the master work log cogitator. If the machine spirit favors us, we will be able to narrow down the number of suspects. Genervi, this is your arena. Allow me to introduce the esteemed tech priest, Antraveta Phi. She believes she has the right to obstruct the investigation and refuses to grant the enforcers access to the master cogitator. I request that the laywoman's willful activities be halted. She intends to torment the machine spirit of the master worklog cogitator Iota 3B. The venerable spirit is ill and it is in no disposition to endure such abuse. The spirit is old and quick to anger. It is therefore calls us for a sensitive approach. Please tell me I brought Pascal with me. Not a torturous intrusion by a brutish laywoman. Since the start of the watch, the spirit has been unwell, so we have been trying to soothe its woes by applying sacred unguents and sensing the Great Machine's boards. The dogma of data recuperative quarantine prohibits any disturbances to blessed machines found to be in such a state. I'm old and cantankerous. I'll demand aromatic unguents and a hookah to fumigate my sacred lungs, too. Then again, why wait? Oh, fuck, I didn't bring Pascal with me. Let us not profane the hand. Let no profane hand touch the sacred machine stricken. Let the mechanism be shielded from all worldly troubles by a veil of righteous litany, and let its shrine be thricely honored till the malady is no more. I am a Magos Explorator in this vessel's Engisir Prime. The profanity of this unit's hands, as well as the rest of its limbs, organs, and augmetics, is null. Shocking arrogance! If I could count how many pieces of xenotech and architech this grasping hand has managed to confiscate, I would wonder if its profanity will increase or decrease. If the honored Magos supervises the laywoman's tactful interaction with the spirit, I will sanction this disturbance. Yes, I did bring Pascal! Woo! Omnissiah preserve us. The Great Spirit was infected by a layperson. That is the culprit you should be searching for, not some pipe warden. Sacrilege. Registering a Category 3 act of sacrilege, resulting in a Category Epsilon Quadro transgressive scenario. Requesting the inclusion of the offender in the registry of wanted entities for purpose of expiative disposal. We have discovered that the cogitator's malfunctions began after an unauthorized attempt to access it was made. Someone deliberately angered the machine spirit in order to bury the work logs. Thankfully, the esteemed tech priest was able to appease the spirit and extract the information we needed. The victim's name was Ordo. On the day he died, he was servicing valve 27B, which supplies water to the rogue trader's bath chamber. He also had a partner who has yet to appear for duty since the incident occurred. We have a suspect. Impossible. Since the start of the watch, this area has been used as a center of operations. No rabble could have slipped by unnoticed. Moreover, a common pipe warden wouldn't know how to commune with a machine spirit. The murderer had help. Our villain? But how did they get past Genervi's guards unnoticed? Sourbeck stares intently at Genervi. Senior Pipe Warden Gwedon, number SP26855, an 8th generation pipe warden. No registered infractions, excellent discipline, perfect work record. An exemplary servant of the Imperium. Before Sourbeck can respond, Your Ladyship, there was a man named Gwedon among the rabble waiting to be interrogated. He immediately struck me as suspicious. Please allow me to question the man in your presence. Sourbeck narrows her eyes, but all she says is, bring him in. Now. Oh, this is all interesting. Before you stands a gaunt man in work clothes. His face is swollen from bruises, and several of his fingers are broken and sticking out at odd angles. He stares vacantly into the distance with watery eyes. Start talking, you miserable wretch. You tried to kill the Lord Captain, didn't you? Crude. I think he's lying. He has admitted to everything, the vermin. I have insisted time and time again that the assassination attempt was carried out. I want to avoid Vier's surviving henchmen, and I was right. I guess we don't have to look. We weren't so thorough in clearing them out as we thought. Rotko is looking proud and self-important. I agree, Lord Captain. I want the truth. Who are you, and who told you to give this pathetic confession? Forgive me, your ladyship. I'm not Gwedon. I'm not a heretic. Yart's my name. I'm a laundryman. Please have mercy. They took my family. The enforcer said she'd throw them out the airlock if I didn't confess. She made me draw these unholy marks on myself. Your enforcers have a knack for persuasion, Mr. Sourbeck, but this is ridiculous. What enforcer? Name. Give me her name. What? This is all so weird. 2 or 3. Let's change our approach. We have the Pipe Warden's name and identification numbers, and we know which clan they are from. We will keep pressing for riffraff until the culprit confesses or someone turns him in. We'll handle this. Please enjoy your meal in the interim, Lord Captain. The scoundrel will appear before us soon enough. Lord Captain, the real Pipe Warden Gwydon has been found and is being escorted here as we speak. Are there any remaining questions you wish to address before we hear from Gwydon himself? Absolutely, Lord Captain. We have thoroughly questioned all detainees known to have a violent temper and compared the tools and weapons we seized with the wounds found on the corpse, but have not been able to establish who was responsible for the mutilation. I take full responsibility for this failure. The interrogation of the detainee Yart had to be suspended. He seems to have gone mad. He just keeps mumbling that it was Genervi who set him up to lie, and that he must therefore be set free. I doubt we won't get him anything out of him, be it with cruelty, kindness, or holy prayer. This concludes my report. Undoubtedly. Let's go over the facts we have on this sabotage and compile them. The body of the deceased was mutilated after death. It was likely the nature of the injuries would have proven very useful in the investigation, and that the perpetrator concealed them for that very reason. Someone sabotaged the work log cogitator, so it would be harder for us to find the victim's partner, who might have information valuable to the investigation. Instead of the murdered man's partner, we were given a fool, one who unfairly incriminated himself first, before admitting that Captain Genervi had put him up to it. The corpse was already looking like that when it came under my purview, but I could not get at the name of the officer who discovered it. The deck was such a mess that I decided to deal with it later. The tech priests did not let anyone near the cogitator. They even tried to prevent the enforcer's investigation. Genervi, were you there the entire time? Yes, ma'am, since the start of the watch. I went right after I handed the body over to Klein. The only time I stepped away was to retrieve the data slate from my quarters. I left a watchman, but he went missing. Most likely one of the officers did not realize he was on duty and sent him off on some errand, but I was only gone for a few minutes. Very convenient. A missing sentry, a data slate misplaced against regulations. Then it wasn't her or one of her accomplices. Will you give us a name, Genervi? Shut your mouth, Rotko. Nothing has been proven yet. I may have conducted his preliminary interrogation like so many others. Rotko requested my assistance because of my experience in dealing with the rabble, but I swear there is no truth to these accusations against me. Never threatened his family, and I certainly did not force him to lie and draw heretical signs. I apparently even remember his face. I may have interrogated him beforehand, but it was someone else who put him up to this. The transcript says you conducted Yart's interrogation alone. Why is that? Because I can handle a single laundryman. Pipe Warden reverentially bowed his head, which paints a rather comical picture given his formidable height and complexion. He lowers his head, tugging at his beard. Senior Pipe Warden Gwydon, honored to serve, Lord Captain. I'm ready to confess everything. I am and proud of it, Lord Captain. The Pipe Warden's craft is hard work, but necessary. My number is SP26855. My work partner was the late Ordo, number SP24601. I oversee the water supply systems on the upper deck, sectors A, E3, K8, and R2. That includes Valve 27B. There can be no mistake. I have verified his identity myself. It has been confirmed by other workers. I did that as the servant of death commanded. She said the Emperor gave the first spinner a sign that your ladyship should be bathed in the blood of poor Orto, my partner, and I was scared, so I obeyed. The first spinner? Are you talking about the Vizier of the Bloodspun Web? Yes, that's him. He leads the death cultists, the lot who worship the Emperor by killing. His spinners hunt down heretics, but sometimes they take righteous lives too. Their service is mysterious, fervent, and bloody. If the Vizier ordered it, there must have been a reason. The Undying One must have revealed something to him that we are ignorant of. With an acerbic smile, Einrich blows a smoke of steam in Sourbeck's direction. What a shock in the turn of events, Jocasta. The Inferni are innocent. Who could have seen that coming? Could it be that you were wrong to brutalize and humiliate my people? Do not expect an apology from me. I was doing my duty. You can play victim all you want, but I haven't forgotten the circumstances under which your blasted clan came to be on this ship. Consider every strike upon your backs a reminder of that event. It's a story of days long past, one Mr. Sourbeck greatly enjoys reminiscing about as if she were Hebert herself. My ancestors committed a trespass against your ancestor, and you're made Inferni as punishment. I'll be sure to tell you the tale some other time. Must concede as much, Lord Captain. The story can wait. You should first find out why the Bloodspun Web thought to bathe you in repugnant blood. I didn't kill him, and I didn't know he was a mutant. Ordo and I always got along, even if he wasn't much for talking. But then, a servant of death came from the darkness, ended him quickly but harshly. She bled him dry and put a black feather in his throat. She told me to pump his blood into the pipes, and then I left. Wanted to confess, but I was afraid she'd come for me too if I did. Holy Slayer in black and crimson and bone, feared by all they are, quiet and merciless as death itself. They come from the shadows to kill because the Emperor commands them so. We've already met the servants of the Bloodspun Web, Lord Captain. Their grim procession is not one the upper decks will soon forget. As you will, Lord Captain. Your Ladyship, if I may ask, what happens to me now? Never meant to anger you. I thought I was doing as the Emperor willed it, but here we are. I'm a simple man. I know pipes, and I know them a lot better than all this people's business. My eyes aren't what they used to be, but I can still smell rust and metal, though not so much in people's thoughts. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, Your Ladyship. I'll serve you faithfully, and I'll never forget your mercy. Dom and Amelia willed me to see me, and so I have come. Let their deeds be weighed. Dom and Amelia knows the truth, so it was done, for I did will. It was no affront, but a prophecy. For my hands to divine, unsullied martyrs offered their souls and bodies into his imperishable embrace. I gazed into the red rivers of their smoldering lives, and I did see a roiling, unclean, staining bays, reaching the anointed lady of the Ark. In my apprentice's last sighs, I heard the Undying One's whisper. He bid me bathe the Domin in the blood of he who must go, and they who have been righteous. For this I will shield the Domin and strengthen her body against the roiling unclean. I obeyed. You hear laughter scraping against the inside of your head. The Emperor bid him. The old fool sacrificed his disciples to read their flesh, blood, and bones. He wants to see the corpse, the Emperor's revelation in the tangle of happenstance. He is so desperate that he invents omens for himself. I know not. I heard only the name, and I knew he must go. Yes, we need no more knowledge than that. He did not reveal, but it is corruption itself. It defends him, but tastes as sweet as fetid water in old pipes. Its promises are the deception of an enforcer's smile. Its face is elusive. The situation is clear, your ladyship. The Emperor has sent us a portent. The protector of mankind guides the hands of his holy servants to guard us and warn of hidden threats. The officers around you can keep a respectful silence, but you can tell by her. Okay. Yes, I will tell her. We are seeds in your hands, giver of life. Whether you keep us or scatter us, we will remain grateful. Be that as it may, we have hit a dead end. We hoped that exposing the culprits would lead us to the aberration's lair. But no spinner or brave warrior from the Domin's circle can find the roots of the unclean, where it can appear as human and act as human. Only its thoughts betray its vile nature. Only its thoughts are never human. Weiss. Is it unclean thoughts we need to find? Very well. Let Weiss find them. He knows how, no matter how badly he wishes that the rest of us forgot about it. Benny Zachary is a fearsome hunter. When he hunts, the flagship wails. When he thinks, my teeth creak, and I can feel pain as if I am young again. But his power is great indeed. He can hunt down our prey. The esteemed Zachary Weiss can perform the ritual of thought reading. This practice allows him to do a cursory examination of the minds of thousands of people in search of certain individuals. A ritual as rare as it is dangerous, and only someone as versed as Master Weiss can accomplish such a feat. Once, Lady Theodora made use of his service to expose spies on board, who apparently were in the employ of Lord Inquisitor Calcazar. I would say the one least eager will be Master Weiss himself. Last time his efforts caused some severe warp manifestations. This ritual is truly perilous. Not to put too fine a point on it, Weiss nearly destroyed the ship back then. Incidentally, he has given us multiple warnings that it could happen. Lady Theodora ignored him, and we reaped the results. Oh, why do I get the feeling that I know what will happen next? I didn't see the ritual. Weiss kicked me out, but the echoes of it reached the decks were enough to scare me shitless. Weiss is a mighty old Brox, but his head is a mess. I mean the bad kind of a mess, the astropathic kind. I say we think twice before we risk having whatever lives inside his head crawl out. I hear you, yes. The witch is weak. Death whispers of many names that will claim if she is allowed. Names whose time to be erased is not now. I'm not weak. Lady Theodora didn't keep weaklings around, and neither does Lord Captain, but telepathic ritual of this scale would really be too big a bite for me on my own. If it's listening to the whispers from behind the door, or frying someone with lightning, that I can do. But looking for mutants by following the trail of their unclean little thoughts, that takes a special kind of learning. My duty will be done when the threat is eliminated. I will brief the enforcers while you consult Choir Master Weiss, Lord Captain. Okay. And it is 12:53. I am going to acquire water because this is hard on my throat. Be back in a bit. I'm back. Okay. Corrupted ship servant.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
Zachary Weiss. Choirmaster Weiss turns towards you long before you reach him. A chill runs down your spine as if someone were watching you from inside your own being. You summon your will and drive out the unpleasant sensation. The choirmaster smiles sadly. You shroud your mind well, your ladyship, and yet I can guess why you have come. With all due respect, I am asking you to reconsider. It is my wish to be useful to you, your ladyship, but what you have come for will put the ship in peril. A ritual of this kind can, and certainly will, go the worst way possible. Your predecessor came to me with the same orders once. Nothing good came of it. Please believe me, Lord Captain, when I say a mountain of corpses was the least of the problems we faced at that time. Many years ago, it was a time when Lady Theodora had become anxious. Perhaps the Lord Inquisitor's interests in her affairs adversely affected her, shall we say, trust in her own subjects. She was expecting a betrayal, and eventually her paranoia brought her to me. I performed the ritual, but the choir ceased to exist. I remember that day, Lord Captain. When we arrived at the chapel, there was blood and human remains everywhere, but that was the least of the terrifying things we saw there. It takes the entire choir's power to invade such a prodigious number of minds at once. I weave their voices into a chord and steer it into the murky sea of other people's souls. Together we read tens of thousands of thoughts, emotions, and intents, looking for the thing we are after, the seed of corruption you are interested in. Lord Captain, do you know the proverb about staring too long into the abyss? What you are asking for is tantamount to plunging the entire choir into that abyss. A ritual like that will require incredible focus from each of its participants. will take a single careless thought, a single glance in the wrong direction, for the way back to be lost. Human minds fusing into one another, vitrified organs inside still living bodies, perverse fantasies manifesting into flesh. Nothing will stop the horrors of the warp from spreading all over the ship in the blink of an eye. And even if I agreed it would be impossible, I would need a second powerful telepath as defender to shield my mind. The last time my best apprentice Adeline did that, but she is no longer with us. She was exceptionally talented, rivaling even myself. Now I know of only one psyker in the entire expanse who is her equal, but he is bound to the service of one of House Winterscale's planetary governors, and thus unavailable to us, which makes her dangerous enterprise an impossibility. Worse than you can imagine, your ladyship. It only took a fraction of a second. Lingering inside another mind for one of the astropaths to lose control of their own. The affliction spread down the chain like fire. No one was spared. The minds of my charges could not withstand the tension. Their consciousnesses were caught in a vortex of alien thoughts. The fortunate ones died at once. As for the rest, I managed to send out a call for help and did my best to contain the phantoms on my own before Lady Theodora arrived. I was the only survivor out of the entire choir. Her ladyship allowed me to spend a month in a secluded cell upon whose floors and walls I drew the most powerful protective hexagrams I knew. I was crushed. I was broken. And worst of all, I was afraid. Afraid of meeting the same fate as Adeline and my other apprentices. An astropath must never be afraid, your ladyship. One who yields to fear dies and dooms those around them. Lady Theodora bombarded the Adeptus Administratum for months with requests to provide her with a new astropathic choir. In the end, new voices did fill the chapel. They were never told what happened to the previous choir, but they have inklings, and I pray to the God Emperor that they never find out the details of that tragedy. It is not heresy, but it is indeed a dangerous tool that will only yield to a mighty hand. That time things were going all too well. The choir was many-voiced like never before. Adeline and my other talented apprentices sounded louder than the rest of the astropaths in all of the expanse. We were strong and confident enough to take a bold gamble, and we lost. I did find it, but the price. Yes, Lady Theodora got the names she wanted, but was it worth it? The tragedy has remained a secret within the chapel, but we were a hair's breadth away from it becoming an epitaph inscribed on the ship's remains. Please, Lord Captain, learn from her mistakes instead of committing your own. And who is it? I don't think it will be Adira. Master Van Calix is a brilliant biomancer, your ladyship, but as far as I know, he is not particularly adept at telepathy or psyker's projective rituals, is he? Master Harriman is a seasoned telepath, but his lord would never part with such an incredibly valuable specialist. A sizable amount of money will be necessary to organize Master Harriman's escape. Perhaps you have some useful contacts at your disposal. Okay.
A new challenge for me?
Your ladyship, the sacred mechanism is working again with no disruptions. Okay, so what now? I recommend installing 2 incense burner units in this compartment to prevent the spirit's continued anger. The unit Zachary Weiss will be provided with a list of minor recommendations, 142 in total, for improvements to this compartment's maintenance. Failure to implement will result in sanctions on the part of the Adeptus Mechanicus priesthood. Okay. Let's go to the bridge. Let's go to the bridge. Okay, I want to see if I can get, what's his name on side? Heinrich's back on side. So let's head there. Okay. Oh, my presence is required. Okay. I do not know why they deserve my presence, but whatever. Okay. Oh yeah, I should probably save more often. Um, it's fair. Quick save is F5. Okay. Didn't I have a heavy bolter? Decree of gubernatorial will by the grace of God, Emperor of mankind, we, Jamon Nigel Van Powen, from the good of our world and the deliverance of our people from the wrath of the heavens, the fury of the distant cars, hereby command to provide for the needs of the governor's office no more and no fewer than 20 faithful young men and maidens picked in accordance with our instructions, each seventh rotation and around the heavenly body, robust and firm in body and spirit, voluptuous in shape, of similar height and stature, dainty and beautiful. Okay, this might be a Slaneshi place.
Excellence matters.
Okay, this is an old place.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Operation successful. This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
Victory awaits!
Thank Brass for my sharp senses.
Do you see that?
I cannot go on like this, Helona. I cannot. I served my master loyally, as did my father and his father before that. But this cannot continue. No, I am tired. To bury the corpses of murderers and traitors to the Imperium is the noble thing to do. But now I must conceal the deaths of these innocent young men and women. They are almost children. And cursed be the day when the governor became ruler of this world. I will break this vicious circle. This I promise. Tonight I will flee the estate, and together we will journey to the Star Speakers. They will warn the servants of the God Emperor about the heresy lurking in these walls. They will return for us. They will save us. Just wait for me, Helona. Just wait until I return.
It's about time.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
None shall stand in my way.
A lushly dressed, vaguely human-like carcass sits reclined in a massive Cutlaxian oak armchair. Calloused brownish-blue patches over the dead flesh, overlapping one another like snake scales. One of the hands, claws of exposed bone, supports a grotesquely bloated face. Oh, I failed the awareness test. It is not dead. It is dead, but in the wrong way. It is not... I ask your permission to fix that. Sharp scales break away from the dense skin with every shot, and the creature's flesh is torn apart by countless projectiles that reduce its ugly carcass to a bloody pulp. The mutilated face, completely stripped of skin and even bones, grins at you with the demented smile of a severed jaw. The sole remaining eye hangs from a bare nerve and glares angrily, shimmering with an unnatural yellow light. Not think me a coward, Lord Captain, but I would prefer to leave this place as soon as we can. Who knows how many such creatures lurk in the palace depths? Hungry. Adira rubs her temple shaking off sparks from her fingertips. You have no idea how starved I am, and thirsty, a thirst that cannot be slaked. I want to eat, it wants to drink. We are hungry. Eat, devour. Eat, 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 eat! The creature's flesh starts swiftly regenerating before your very eyes. Within seconds, bones are once again fused together. The vessel's internal organs and nervous system grow back. A spatter of blood flows back towards this carcass, being absorbed through the exposed tissue and rapidly recovering scale-marked skin. The same creature is standing before you a moment later, but this time its fiery yellow eyes are burning with anger. I do not like playing with my food. The creature angrily shakes its chin in an effort to remember human speech, its jowls melting into its shoulder and faintly glowing ribcage, a peculiar accessory like a shaped scarab and covered in luminous vermilion glyphs, has painfully lodged itself into the flesh of the creature, something that undoubtedly used to be a man. Oh. Brat sunk. I will finally taste the savory flesh again.
Submit, and you'll die quickly.
You dare cross the faithful!
Suits my purposes. Already done. Suits my purposes.
Comes play! Feel the icy bite of death!
vow is to serve.
You know, this might be a bit high level for me.
The shadows will see it done. Trust me, I feel nothing, fear nothing.
Wait, what? I don't... Okay, this is... You know what? I am not equipped for this at all. No way, shape, or form am I ready for whatever the fuck is in there. Anything of interest? For you. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, we're going back to Void Ship. Bum, bum, bum. Your ladyship, Master Harriman has succeeded in his escape and has arrived on board. He has almost completed the ritual of harmonization with the rest of the choir, which has given our voice greater strength and cohesion. We have made our preparations and are waiting you to start for ritual as soon as you give the order. Lord Captain, we have found the trail of the elusive Contempt. The ship was sighted in Odian's Passage. If we go after the pirates right now, we can catch them before those arrogant scoundrels slip away again. Okay, let's try killing you again, elusive Contempt. Gotcha, you dumb son of a bitch.
The litany of ordnance rings out across our decks.
Bleed them! This one's going down. Another salvo!
Okay.
Annihilate them! Macro cannons falling! Fire right now! The time has come.
Fuck.
Lead them! Fire the large batteries! Onward! Macro cannons fully!
Okay. That was
The void shield has been weakened, but the armor is still strong.
Set the course!
okay. So no, we can't do the strafe thing. Okay, so we've got. Let's see if this can
Another
do anything.
salvo?
Okay.
Onward! Leave their hulls strewn across the stars.
Ha! Okay.
They pale before our mastery of the void.
Okay, there we go. Now let's see what the astropathic choir has to show us. That... Choirmaster Wise turns to start the conversation before you have opened your mouth to speak. Your ladyship, I have something for you. Ooh. Thanks to your assistance in repairing the compiler, we have been able to interpret a most curious message. It contains a call sign that agents of the renegade Voidsphere use in their especially important reports. It was most likely the intended recipient. I cannot say with certainty, your ladyship. Following the repair work, I went through the texts that had defied decoding before. The signal had lost its way in the balance of the mechanism. It could be a week old or years. Only a few words. Dilamed. Odenphis 11. The winds have ceased. It is done. Now, Lilamed is Voigtvir's call sign for special reports, but the rest is a code we are unfamiliar with. That said, we know to look for the truth. Where to look for the truth. The Odenathus system. Pity is hoping that curious dispatch would distract you from the dangerous idea that brought you here, and I would not have to implore you to reconsider. Your intentions are fair. Okay. Master Harriman, assigned to the chapel upon your orders for the purpose of performing the ritual, has almost finished his preparations, Lord Captain. Well, you made this choice, Captain. Wonder if I can do this better without the entire astropathic choir being, like, completely fucked. Worry not, Master Weiss. For as long as I live, the barrier will hold. Temperature inside the chapel is dropping. Every breath turns into a cloud of vapor. The astropath's resonant voices blend together, following the pattern of the melody played in the hall. Every now and then, muffled moans are heard coming from the thrones of the junior astropaths. The Immaterium is restless. The colors are darkening. No, they are beginning to boil. You hear an interloping voice in your head, like an echo of a distant echo. Your ladyship, I sense strangeness, non-minds. They do not seem human-like. How strange. They are akin to insects, parasites. I cannot read them, and that is wrong. Look. A dark veil clouds your vision, only to be succeeded by a blinding light a moment later. The great whiteness is the ship with its multitude of minds, of which you are one. A shadow of utter nothingness winds its way across the blinding white. You hear the choir master's voice coming from a distance, but cannot make out a single word. Your gaze slides along an iridescent thread that has crossed the nothingness. Something shining is towering behind it, a golden giant frozen in place like a statue. A sudden jolt of fear distracts you from that image. Your thoughts turn back to the nothingness and its kaleidoscope of absence. No color, no emotion, no thought. Its furthest depth, there is something crawling. Balanced on the brink, your gaze falters and slides. Oh, billions of pitch-dark non-minds stare back at you, a shapeless mass of wrongness, purple worms of aberration encased in carapaces of otherness. I cannot see them. I cannot read their minds. I cannot see into their lair. I see only images fragmented and sinister. Forgive me, Lord Captain, but we took this risk in vain. No, not sorcery, something else. I have never encountered minds like this before. Something about them is wrong. Yes, Lord Captain, I will now. The nothingness cackles and croaks. I see you. It assumes a vague shape. A man shriveled by age and infirmity. His eyes alight with an alien purple flame. You have been looking for me. You sense the attention of something else, something beyond this entity, the ruinous powers. The ritual has made your soul marked as it is by the curse of the warp, more vulnerable than ever before. You can feel the daemons clawing at the thin veil, hungry to reach you. Blind old man appears in green. Glad in green appears between you and the croaking nothingness shielding you. What manner of abomination are you? I cannot see you. You are not of the warp. What is your twisted nature? I cannot sense you either, but I know you. I heard you were going to seek me out. My ears are everywhere. I was ready. The age-worn voice is like a deep wail echoed by a throng of smaller voices. Civilizations and star clusters lie buried at the bottom of a being's pale eyes, which are aflame with hunger. Your mind feels cramped inside your skull, and you can hear the bone creaking. I'm trying it. If it can influence me, you are my prey. Fuck. Okay, protect the choir master. Fuck.
Let's see how they respond to this. Not a problem for me.
I can handle this.
They who discern the future own the battlefield. But of course.
Yet I knows no pain.
On it.
Okay. What do I need to do?
I shall not fail, as the tenets demand. Trust me.
This way! Quick, quick!
A tactically sound approach. Indeed. Victory is imminent.
Do I have any stacks of unyielding beacon? I don't think so, actually.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around. Be careful not to cross my gaze. Isn't this a job for the serfs? Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
This way!
Haha. Okay. Oh, what now? Okay, that didn't do what I was hoping it to do.
Cover me! Be gone!
I bring mercy and retribution. Caught by the web. Killing brings me no pleasure.
I'll do what it takes.
We'll rule the stars themselves. Brace yourself, Avalar. Grey hair, sure hand.
Nothing of value has been lost.
Pain and beauty go hand in hand. At your beck and call. I will do like you up, you and none.
Step aside. The navigator is coming.
And you are dead.
Emperor protect me!
Nothing I can't do. You didn't stand a chance. Suits my purposes.
Look out. How dare you?
A dance of blades and shadows. As honor ordains. The shadows will see it done.
Look at yourself and what you have become. Pathetic. They said we were destined for greatness, but you have chosen to wallow in self-pity and lies. Oh.
Protect me!
The undying Emperor whispers his will. Trust me.
At your beck and call. Victory is imminent.
If only that were possible. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
This way! Quick! Quick! Running binary override. The undesired comprehends.
More? Really?
I don't have time for this. Nothing I can't do. All too easy. Not a problem. There's nowhere to hide.
I've suffered.
We'll do it. What an unfortunate turn of fate.
Ha! And only one astropath died. Lord Captain, we are still alive. The God Emperor has protected us this time, but curses, did I not warn you? Yet we escaped disaster. The warp did not take our souls, and there are far fewer casualties this time. Master Harriman's assistance was instrumental, your ladyship. He was able to not only protect my mortal body, but also skillfully blend the timbre of his psionic sound into the harmony of the chorale. I regret that he was not at my side for the last rite. That thing took the shape of an old man and attacked me. I do not know what it was, but it is neither human nor a psyker. It is something else. Its power is foreign and inimical to me, like a shadow that obscures the shine of the Immaterium's chaotic energies. I was unable to read the abomination's thoughts, and it seemed to find me no less strange than how strange it was to me. Thus it attacked, for any strangeness is a threat. It has clearly been warned that we would be performing a dangerous ritual, that we would be vulnerable, so it sought to sabotage us by attacking my mind, and my mind almost got us all killed. No, your ladyship. The ritual proved incapable of extracting anything of value. This evil chose to reveal itself and attack. Our enemy is confident and bold, and so it did not hide. It struck first, suspiciously brazen. The insidious spawn thrive on confounding one's reason. They donned the faces of those I once held dear, my apprentices, all of whom perished the previous time I performed this ritual. They have haunted me ever since, in my dreams, in the warp, everywhere. The Immaterium Asians who devoured their souls have been tormenting me with shame and regret, and now they have come for my sanity as well. Awareness text succeeded. When the choir master speaks of his fallen students, there is lingering pain in his voice. His words reflect more than just a terrible memory. They are heaviness with the bitterness of personal loss, or of guilt that eats away at the soul. Even if not, there was nothing more chilling we could have possibly found. An inhuman thing in human form, a true sacrilege against the Emperor. Its mind is strange, like an insect's or a parasite's, but I saw images in the minds of those around it. Currents of energy, a blue glow, the clanging of metal. Could be the plasma drive chambers? That is where I would start searching for signs of corruption, and a worm tormenting the star. Weiss touches his cheek, which is smeared with blood that is trickling from under his blindfold. He uses the blood to sketch a perfunctory image, a many-beamed star with a fat, fanged creature coiled in front of it, resembling either a larva or a serpent. The longer you listen to Weiss, the more convinced you become that the warp manifestations was not caused by the conniving of the ruinous powers, but by the efforts made to discover an incredibly alien mind. Such an unnatural mind could belong to a dangerous xenos. No, it could be the emblem of some cult on this ship, but I seldom leave the chapel and have never come across it before. We sacrificed some of the soundness of our minds to the immaterium today. I hope it was not in vain and will help your ladyship. I still cannot believe we survived this. Weiss slowly unclenches his hand. The immaterium has touched it. I do not know. Oh, if this is a symbol of our victory over the horrors of the warp, or a trophy claimed in battle, or a grim portent left by the wicked spawn of the Sea of Souls. Nothing can shake your ladyship's spirit. May this Aquila bring you good fortune. I will have a new one delivered to me immediately. Only everything that the Imperium takes from us was so easy to replace. An excellent battle, your ladyship. Even the warp's apparitions are no match for you. Okay. That's probably a good place to end it. So, we really did a lot there. Well, actually, did we? Did we do a lot, or did we do nothing? But until next time, have fun and take care of each other out there. Good night.